She's all sickied up.
I'm all sickied up. Woo! Safety first, healthy first. Hello my beauties and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Janelle, and if you are not new here, hi, my name is still Janelle. Thank you so much for being here. So today, I'm sick, sorta. My throat hurts. I think I'm about to be sick. You know that feeling where like you just know like you're getting sick? That's where I'm at right now. So we decided to film a video instead of take a nap. Okay, so today I am coming back to you guys with my May raffle TBR game. I am super excited. It is April 30th of the April month. Well, I guess before I get into that, let's talk about the books that I did read this month. I made me go get those books. Wow, this is taking a lot longer than I thought. I didn't realize I read this many books. Yeah. That's a ridiculous amount. Do I look crazy?
Crazy beautiful.
Let's go ahead and talk about the books that I did read this month. I managed to read a lot of books, a lot of books that weren't on my TBR. Okay, so the first book one of the books that I read this month was Tokyo Ghoul Volume 1. I don't even know what did I rate this? I think I'm gonna give this one 4 stars. It was good, but there were definitely moments where I was just so lost and so confused, and there were so many characters. So that made this difficult to read, but I did enjoy it, and I did read it. Next up, we have Saga Volume 2. So I gave this 4 stars. I did like this one. There was some unnecessary nudity in here that I just don't understand why it's being put in there. Like, it's so unnecessary, and it's just really like pulling me away from the story. If it didn't have any nudity in it, it would have gotten a 5. So I don't know why these characters can't just be clothed. I don't know. So next up we have Greystone Secrets: The Strangers. So this one and the other 2 I read in a 24-hour readathon from this month, and I really enjoyed this one. I did enjoy it. My rating isn't going to show that I enjoyed it that much, but it's because we'll talk about it, okay? I gave this one 3.5 stars. The reason I gave it 3.5 stars is because there were definitely moments in the book that I also felt were unnecessary, and I don't know, it definitely wasn't my favorite. It was really fun. This is a middle grade, so it is made for younger readers. There were moments I felt like it was made for younger readers, and then other moments I felt like it was just a normal book. I don't know. But I did enjoy it a lot. It just definitely isn't one of my favorite books. I'm sweating. Oh, wonder why. It's 77 degrees. Next up, I have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This one I gave 4.5 stars. This one I really loved. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because I didn't feel super connected with the characters. I wasn't in love with Feyre or with Tamlin. So I just like didn't feel that like connection or relationship with either of the characters, or at least either of the main characters that we were following, but I still very much enjoy this. I thought it was an insanely creative story, and I definitely think everyone should read this. I think it was absolutely fantastic. Okay, so let's talk about A Heart So Fierce and Broken. So this one I actually DNF'd for this month because I don't know. I don't like the idea that this is a sequel and I'm following 2 different characters that I was not following in the first book. That is like my #1 frustration with it. My second thing is that I feel like both of the characters that we're following in the second book are very passive characters, and there's like no excitement, like just no ambition from either of them, and it just makes it really dull for me. I did not even get that far into this. Okay, I got farther than I thought. I got to page like 55 and couldn't do it. And it wasn't even because I didn't like the characters, it was just the fact that like, if this is a sequel, why am I following 2 completely different characters? I was not a fan at all. So I DNF'd this, maybe I'll pick it up later, but as of right now, we're not friends. So next up we have Havenfall by Sarah Holland. This one I gave 3.5 stars as well, and this was not because I didn't like this book. I actually did like this book, but the pace of the book fluctuated a little too much for me. It started slow, then it got really like fast paced and like, okay, we're on to something, and then it slowed again, and then we were fast paced, and then it slowed again. Like I felt like I was on a roller coaster that I shouldn't have been on. So I gave this 3.5 stars. I still really liked it. I thought it was very creative. Once again, I thought it was a great plot, a great story. I just wish that the action continued from when it started picking up instead of slowing. It just made it a lot harder for me to get through this one. Next up, okay, I'm very excited to talk about this one. We have Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. This one I gave 5 stars. I absolutely love this book. I have never felt more connected to a character in my life. I even got a mug after Lou and Reed because I just love them so much. I had so much fun reading this one. I read it so fast, and I like annotated the mess out of this because I just could not. I just couldn't go deep enough. So I'm very excited because I now own the sequel. So I will definitely be reading that hopefully this month if, you know, if the wheel is on my side, okay? Next up, we have Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. I did listen to this on audiobook, and no. I gave this one 2.5 stars, and part of it is because first of all, romances, they're just not my thing. I just never can find myself being like invested in a romance. They just kind of bore me. But I tried to go for this one because people have loved this one. I didn't, however. I didn't feel connected to the characters. I didn't feel like the romance was anything special. I didn't think that, I don't know, it just wasn't enough. Like, it just felt kind of flat for me. But again, I also am not a fan of romances, so I could be a little biased about this. If you like romances, you probably like this, but I don't, so I didn't really care for this one. Next up, I have Moonrise by Sarah Crossan. So this one I gave 2 stars, and this is one that I just didn't understand what the point of it was. I felt like I was following one character for 2 weeks straight, and there was like no climax, no like conflict. Like, there was just, I don't know, it felt like a very plain story. So I was not grabbed by this at all, but there were moments that were funny, or there were moments that I thought were cute, but it wasn't enough to save this one. So this one also not a good one. All right, next up I have Fence Volume 1. This I gave 4 stars. I really enjoyed this story. The only reason I didn't give it 5 stars is just because it just like wasn't my favorite thing ever. But I did really enjoy this one. I do want to get the rest of these graphic novels. But yeah, I really have nothing bad to say about this. There really was nothing that like I hated. I don't know, just wasn't my fave. Okay, next up we have The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. So this one I gave 4.5 stars as well. But this one I absolutely loved. I thought it was so creative and just such a fun story. But once again, the reason that it didn't get that half star is because I didn't feel that deep connection with some of the characters. I did like the characters. I liked them a lot, but I just didn't fall in love with them, which is really big for me. So yeah, that's the only reason it didn't get 5 stars. But other than that, it is a fantastic story, and I definitely recommend this one. I think it was so much fun, and it is all kinds of twists and turns, and I had so much fun with it. Okay, next up we have The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. So this one I also listened to on audiobook, and I gave this 4.5 stars, and I did really like this one. I honestly don't even know why it's not 5 stars. I think it just wasn't, again, it just wasn't like one of my favorites. It was really good. I think it was better than the movie, for sure. There were things that we learned about the characters that the movie would never be able to tell us, which I thought was so much fun and just so cool. But yeah, so this one was good. I really did enjoy it, but just wasn't a favorite. I don't know, didn't blow me away. Okay, and then I have A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This one is the first book to Hearts of Fierce and Broken. This is the book right before that. And this one I actually gave 4.5 stars. I really, really like this one. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and we follow Harper and Ren, and I definitely connected with these characters and really, really enjoyed them. There were some moments in the book that had that change of pace a little bit. That's the only reason I took half the star off. But I did really enjoy this one, and I wish it was these characters in the next book, not the two that we follow. And last but not least is Saga Volume 1. So I read Saga Volume 1 at the beginning of the month, and I really, really enjoyed this one. I gave this one 4.5 stars. The reason it doesn't have 5 is because there was also some unnecessary nudity in this one. Like, we go to a planet, basically a nude planet, and I was just like, why did it have to be a nude planet? Like, why can't it just be a planet where they wear clothes? Like, I don't know. I don't understand why that is what it is. It just frustrates me because then I can't recommend this to everybody on my channel, because I know I have young readers that watch this, and it's really, really just frustrating because it is a great story, but it's not something that is appropriate for any young readers, which I think is stupid. So yes, that's the only reason I took a half star off. I don't understand the unnecessary nudity in this and the second book. I really hope that there isn't any in the third book, or I'm going to have a really hard time getting through this series. Okay, that is all of the books that I read during the month of April. I did read every single book on my TBR for that month, which means I do have the permission from my game to buy books next month. However, I am going to take a pause on buying some books because I did just get a lot for my birthday. So those are the ones we're going to focus on this month. This month's game is pretty much going to be exactly the same as last month's game. For those of you who have not watched any of these games, well, this will be the second one, but if you haven't watched my last one, basically I am going to use this app on my phone that randomly generates some prompts that I have inserted into this wheel raffle thing. It's going to give me some prompts, and based on those prompts, I will pick a book that I have not read off of my shelf to read for that month. If I have a book or two or whatever on my list for that month that I didn't read, it will then go over to my next month's TBR, which means less spins. And also, if that book or those books stay on my TBR for a period of 3 months, I then have to unhaul that book or books. So this is a way to just get me to read the books that are on my TBR, because I have so many of them and I need to get through them because some people are waiting on them. But yeah, everything is pretty much the same for this month, except that I'm going to be doing less spins this month because I noticed that I did 8 spins last month, which usually is great. I can read 8 books in a month, but sometimes I am a mood reader and I don't really want to pick the books that are on my set TBR. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of space to still mood read. So for that, I'm only going to do 6 spins for this month. I guess that's all, and I guess we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel. Okay, so I am going to be screen recording my phone so that you guys can see what I am going to be doing. So I'm using the app Raffle Name as I used last month. I will warn you, it will give me a million ads while I'm trying to do this, but we are just going to be patient and push through it. Okay, so I'm going to click the TBR game wheel. I'm going to hit the black arrow, and then we will get to the wheel. Is that what I should even call it? A wheel? I don't know. Oh, more ads for Fishdom. I don't want to play Fishdom, but it really wants me to. So basically, we do not want it to do automatic raffle. Then it will just continue to spin, and we cannot control it. And we do not want them to record it because we are recording it ourselves. Okay, I don't think I am forgetting anything, but if I am, we'll figure it out later. Let's go ahead and click raffle and see what our first winner is. Okay, first winner is gifted, which is perfect because that means I get to pick a book for my TBR that was gifted to me, which, ooh, I think I know what I'm gonna pick. I think I got it. I'm very excited. Okay, so I am going to pick Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. This one was gifted to me by Jonathan for my birthday, and
because I'm awesome.
Because he's awesome, and I am dying to read this because I had so much fun with Serpent and Dove, and I want to dive back into this world again. And I also want to read this before the third book comes out in July called Gods and Monsters. So we are going to be digging into this month. Okay, on to the second winner. Let's see. Second winner is favorite author. How perfect. Oh my goodness. So far, things are going great. Let's hope it stays that way. Okay. I am going to be reading Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. For those of you who don't know, Kingdom of the Wicked is one of my all-time favorite books because of Carrie Maniscalco's writing. It is just perfection. It is flawless. I love it. So this series was also written by Carrie Maniscalco, and this is basically about a woman who falls in love with Jack the Ripper. So she's not stalking Jack the Ripper to kill him. She's stalking him because she loves him. And this just sounds like so much fun. So yes, this is going on the TBR. I'm so excited. Okay, let's see what winner number 3 is going to be. Okay, the third winner is to start a new series. Awesome, that's exactly what I need right now. Okay, so I am going to be picking Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Infernal Devices series. This one I have been dying to read as well. This is one of those that I don't know what it's about, but I'm trying to keep it that way because some books I just want to dive into the unknown and just like discover it all for myself. So I'm not reading much about this. I know that there's like wizards and, is it wizards? Oh, it's vampires and warlocks. That sounds fun to me. It takes place in Victorian London. That sounds like such a fun setting. So I'm very excited for this one. Okay, our fourth winner, let's see. Fourth winner is Biggest. Great. Awesome. This is totally what I need right now. Okay, so for Biggest, I'm going to be reading Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Last Hour series, so I got a lot of series going on here. But I am super excited about this. This has a total of 582 pages, so this is definitely a chunker for sure. But I have been dying to read this, and I'm super excited. This also is another one of the books that I am just purposely not trying to know much about. I think this one also has to do with Shadowhunters. So it's kind of the same world as Clockwork Angel. So I think it's going to be really fun. It's going to be hard to decide which one I'm reading first, though. Okay, fifth winner. Let's see. Give me something good, please. Fifth winner is 5-star prediction. Ooh, I have so many that I think are going to be 5-star predictions. Okay, so for the 5-star prediction, I'm going to be choosing Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I definitely think this is going to be a 5-star book. I have been dying to read this. Basically, there's two men love her, the whole land fears her, only she can save them all. And some people either hate this or they love it. And I think I'm going to be one of those people who love it because I really like cheesy stuff sometimes. So I am going to throw this on here, and hopefully the sixth winner is not Sarah J. Maas because I have run out of books. So hopefully that's not it, but we're adding this one. Okay, sixth winner, which is our last spin. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm really nervous now. Husband picks. Okay, so I have books in my head that I already know that Jonathan has been wanting me to read. So there's a few in there, and I have a feeling he's gonna pick one of those that I'm thinking, but let's see what he decides.
This is such a powerful moment in my life.
Oh my gosh. This is actually kind of fun. I'm kind of glad this happened.
You're gonna listen to one of my suggestions?
Well, I have to, or I can't buy books at this one.
Oh, you got to. You got to. I'm sorry. This is a really lame pick, but I have to pick Shadow and Bone because it's so good, and I need her to understand my frustrations when I watched the Netflix series. In the first episode was, never mind, that's a whole rant. I was really upset. But she has to understand me. She has to get on this this train with me. So she has to read this because I really hope she's gonna love it.
So the pick is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. I am excited. I am nervous because this means I am entering Jonathan's world of wrath. So I am nervous, but I think it's gonna be fun. So I am excited. Okay, now there are 2 more books that I am reading this month, and it's because I am buddy reading them with my cousins. So I'm going to talk about those really quick. These ones are not, however, on my set TBR, so if I don't finish these, I'm not going to punish myself for it because I want to wait and finish them when my cousins are finishing them. Okay, so me and my cousin Owen and possibly Jonathan will be reading Lore by Alexandra Bracken. This is basically about, okay, Jonathan did pick this up and because it interests him and then it interests me. But this is essentially about this thing that happens every 7 years where the Greek gods come down in human form and humans have the opportunity to hunt them. And when they hunt them and kill them, they then gain their power. So I think it's going to be really fun. It kind of gives me Percy Jackson vibes, and I really love Greek mythology inside of fantasy fiction novels. I think it's so much fun. So I am going to be reading this, and I think it's going to be an absolute blast. Okay, next up is a middle grade that I'm reading with my cousin Nadia, which is Owen's sister, and we are going to be reading Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. This one I've heard nothing but amazing things about, and I am so excited to dig into this with her. I hope that my cousin loves it as well, but maybe you guys will get to hear from them at the end of the month once we have all read our books. But yes, so this is also something that I am planning on reading this month. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. That is all of the books that I am planning on reading for this month. Wish me luck, and hopefully I will get all of them read. That way I can purchase some books next month. But yeah, if you guys are planning on reading any of these books or you have read some of these books, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and maybe either hype me up for the book or tell me that I'm making a mistake, because I would also like to know that as well. But that is all that I have for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.